Hey folks, welcome to part 2 of 4 of our cold weather, cold water, cold everything, how to stay warm series. Our next element we're going to talk about is about being active versus being static and how we have to manage both as we have our outings on the water. Now, what that means is we have a very active period walking into a spot, and then we have to sit still for a long time as we fish, or stand still, or have very little activity as we are fishing. So we have this period where you can build up a lot of heat, a fair amount of sweat, and sweat's there to cool you down. We get to our inactive period, which is the fishing aspect, and then we have all the sweat and warmth we need to deal with. If we don't deal with it, it's going to cool us down way too much. So what do? We manage our layers as we start to get ready. So I layer down before I layer up, if that makes any sense. And we'll explain what this means. We are not going to wear all of our layers to the river, and if we start walking with our layers on, we're going to take them off as we go to manage our heat. That way, when we get to where we want to fish, we actually put our layers back on after we've cooled down and dried out a little bit, and then we can stay way warmer for way longer. So a great tip there is to manage your layers before you get to your fishing spot. Layer down before you layer up. Next is that another great challenge we have to talk about too, and a challenge with our gear, is that not all gear is made the same. So we hear it quite often that folks don't want to buy the socks in the shop, or they have socks at home, and we always do wonder what they're wearing. Use what you have, but if it's not the right product, it's not going to work well for you. These Sim socks, I love these things. I have lots of pairs. I wear them in the winter. I wear these things hunting. I wear them fishing for any sort of cold, static activities. Why these are different is that they're very lofty. There's a ton of insulation. They're meant to keep you warm as you're staying fairly still. If you look at things like cross-country ski socks or downhill ski socks, they're very thin. They're meant to transfer energy between your foot and your boot, so you maintain stability and just, a better skiing. But they're not great for angling in those colder periods because they're so thin and they don't have a ton of insulation. They might be great for wicking moisture away, but not to retain your heat. So a great challenge we do have is the materials we do use, and we have to make sure that they're the right ones for those cold weather environments.